Hello everyone and welcome to episode 10. I'm Gabe and today we'll be exploring Mayo Cave, confronting Team Arc, and even meeting the Pseudo Legendary for the region. Oh, and be sure to stick around to the end as I'll have another prompt to design more of your ideas. But first, in the last episode, you made it through Route 5, but had to prove your ability to Professor Ginkgo before proceeding into Mayo Cave. Apparently, some of Team Arc are causing trouble, and the professor could use your help with the problem.
My. Mayo Cave is pitch black, isn't it? Here, I want to give you this. This is a PokeRide signal. It will allow you to call my Takashuru to illuminate dark caves for you.
Yep, that's right, we've got a basic PokeRide system for the Palean region. You'll only be picking up a total of 4 across the region, and the first involves little Takashuru. When you press the PokeRide signal on your ID badge, Takashuru appears and happily sits atop your head. It charges up until its cheeks glow brightly, illuminating dark caves. There were likely some smaller caves and areas in earlier routes that you weren't able to explore, but your new source of light would allow you to backtrack and pick up items and encounter rarer Pokemon. Here in Mayo Cave, you hear voices far ahead and do your best to stay quiet while you navigate the cave. You spy some new Pokemon, which the professor still encourages you to document and catch. A round clay Pokemon hops out and stares at you. This will be the first real Object-mon for the region. Pottery from ancient civilizations can be found all over the globe, and I knew we had to do something with that. And because that pottery is often found as small shards, I decided to bring in another bit of inspiration. Kintsugi is the traditional Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with gilded lacquers, in order to highlight and celebrate the damaged history. So our little pot here will also be made up of different clay shards. I could also see a fun little gimmick where the majority of this Pokemon have a handful of mismatched pottery shards, but like the authentic Sinistea, you could find a super rare, completely matching pot. Anyway, this is Kintsandi, the cracked pot Pokemon. This round Pokemon's body is actually the fluid sand inside the pot. Kintsandi hold sharp shards of pottery around themselves to create a decorative but brittle armor. If they ever lose a piece of their pot, they will pick up a random shard and incorporate it. Finding a Kintsandi with an entirely matching pot is extremely rare. Its ability is something I'm calling Melting Point, so Fire-type moves raise the Pokemon's defense stat. And that's just to reference the clay baking process of, making pottery. It waddles around the cave looking for new shards of clay to incorporate into its pot. As it wanders off, you spy a familiar shape gliding around in a clear pool of water. Alright, time for one of my favorite fossil Pokemon to get its primal form. I find Anomalocarids, which is what Anorith is based on, to be so, alien and weird and just fascinating. Honestly, I love the original Anorith so much, it was a struggle just finding things to change. In the end, I decided I wanted its fins to be a bit more accurate, so I softened their edges and reposed them to better communicate the way they would undulate and flutter, propelling it through the water. I also added some dots on the head, but that just ties into some design elements for when it evolves into a pretty awesome Armaldo later down the line. Here is Primal Anorith, the old shrimp Pokemon. This correctly restored Anorith uses its nimble fins to dart through the water. This species isn't weighed down by the rock typing and can easily outspeed its prey. Their grasping claws are used to crush through the shells of their food. They live in the water but long to become something suited to the land. Its ability is Swift Swim, that doubles the Pokemon's speed during rain, and that just references how very speedy these animals would have been. It glides through the crystal clear cave water effortlessly and looks up at you with its big, adorable, buggy eyes. Suddenly, something catches your eye nearby. In the dark, you see a nano boa slithering past quickly. It looks like it's pursuing something, but it takes a moment for your eyes to spot its teeny tiny prey in the dark. Okay, I'm excited about this little bug design. It's based on early insects and how they made it to land and just, spread everywhere, diversified, and filled every nook and cranny of the world. The overall body plan isn't particularly exciting. I mean, it's just, like a bug. But this Pokemon will be tiny, minuscule even, and it's always terrified of being stepped on. So it has these massive antennae that give the illusion of a couple exclamation marks to alert others to its presence. It also lets me bring in a nice poppy red to catch the eye, and the shiny goes a bright yellow for the same reasoning, good caution colors. But I'll let you know that the real fun comes when it evolves. And we'll learn more about that when we get to the bug-type gym. Alright, this is Skwishum, the proto-bug Pokemon. This minuscule ancestor to modern bug Pokemon is extremely nervous. Being so small, Skwishum are worried that they will be stepped on at all times. They can often be found hiding under rocks, foliage, or even man-made trash for protection. Though frail, Skwishum are highly adaptable and excel at finding unclaimed niches. Its ability is No Guard, so all attacks used by or targeting this Pokemon hit without fail. You feel terrible for this minuscule Pokemon and don't want it to be eaten by the Nanoboa, so you decide to catch it. Professor Ginkgo follows you deeper into the cave, and you soon come across a pair of Team Arc Grunts.
Where is it? The boss said one of those weird rocks is hidden somewhere in this cave. I feel like we've been searching for hours. Can't we just take some of these fossil Pokemon and get out of here?
Stop your belly aching and keep looking. Oh, here it is. Look, I found it.
What are you up to, Team Arc? I know you want to get your hands on every species we've revived here, but now you're collecting rocks?
Well, if it isn't the Pokemon Professor, we're just retrieving something for the boss.
If our boss wants something, we gets it for her. So move out of our way.
You join Professor Ginkgo in a double battle against the Team Arc Grunts. You battle their Panfear, Simirage, Nihilocene, Chippet, Kabuto, and Ectrio. They are tough, but with the Professor's strong Pokemon, you are victorious.
Fine, whatever. Let's get out of here. The boss isn't going to be too pleased when she hears you've been getting in our way.
There's gonna be some serious repercussions, if you know what I mean.
The Grunts retreat, but not before dropping the strange rock they were trying to take. It levitates off the ground and is quite cold to the touch. Professor Ginkgo slides the odd rock into her bag. But before you can ask any follow-up questions, she excitedly points out a rare Pokemon hiding in the shadows nearby. Alright, who is ready for a Pseudo Legendary? I imagine that this Pokemon would be incredibly rare, but actually catchable in much of the region, like a 1% chance in a handful of areas, Mayo Cave being the first spot. The other exciting thing is that I feel it has a legitimate reason for being a Pseudo Legendary, for it has a roundabout connection to one of the legendaries for the region. It's also pulling from a couple places the idea of primordial ooze, along with the fossil revival process and man-made Pokemon in general. This is a pretty substantial redesign from my initial sketch, and again, I may show some of those not very good initial sketches in the future. Yeah, but that first pass just wasn't cute enough, so we needed to boost the cuteness. This is Fassage, the new life Pokemon. A mysterious byproduct from the fossil restoration process sometimes bonds with fossil fragments and spontaneously creates this new Pokemon. Fassage are extremely shy and self-conscious about their appearance. Some specimens have escaped the Palian labs and hide across the region. They are extremely rare and mistrustful, Once bonded, they tend to literally stick to their trainer's side. Its ability is gooey, so contact with a Pokemon lowers the attacker's speed stat, since it's very gooey. And here are the new Pokemon in Mayo Cave. A particularly adorable lot, if you ask me. But what do you think of them? Let me know your favorite down in the comments below. You follow Professor Ginkgo through the winding cave and eventually arrive at an exit.
Thank you for all your help. I had better stay here in case Team Arc decides to come back looking for more of those strange rocks. You'll find Per Marina at the end of Route 5, where you should also run into Bree, the flying-type head researcher.
Professor Ginkgo heals your Pokemon again, and you leave the cave's north exit. You are left to finish walking the rest of Route 5 alone, accompanied only by the wild Dodoy, Nihilocene, Ectrio, Relicanth, and Omanite. It isn't long before you reach the gate to Per Marina, but you'll continue from there in the next episode. But before we go, I need some more ideas. We made a couple cute bug-type Pokemon in this episode, but on the whole, our region is still sorely lacking creepy crawlies. So here's where you come in. I need ideas for bug types. They can be based on prehistoric creatures or concepts, but I want to hear all about them down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions down in the comments below, and a huge thank you to the lovely Erin for voicing Professor Ginkgo, and Hunter and Amuda for being our oh-so-intimidating Team Arc. And I'll see you in the bug-type design episode. Bye!